Don't blink. It's your boy Ink. Welcome to another video. Another travel back in time. Just did Budokai Tenkaichi 3. And admittedly, the next game I'm going to talk about isn't as good. But it's still something worth mentioning. It's Budokai Tenkaichi 2. Budokai Tenkaichi 1. I was a fan of Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball again. My story with Dragon Ball is the first manga I've ever read, is the first anime I've ever watched. Either this, Pokemon, Metabot, Yu-Gi-Oh! It's possibly Yu-Gi-Oh! Possibly. But Dragon Ball was really right close. I remember being a kid and going down the stairs to my spot because my parents were sleeping and watching Dragon Ball. That was my happy spot. They spoke English. I didn't understand. It didn't matter. So, admittedly, I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan, right? I stopped after the normal one because I knew the writer was done with his shit. GT, he wasn't involved, and Super, it's complicated, right? So, I stopped with the Buu Saga, and to me, that was a happy ending. And if you're just like me, you also ended with the Buu Saga, which just happened to be the ending of Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi 2, which is the game we're talking about today. Again, I'm not saying Budokai Tenkaichi 2 is better than its third one, but I feel like it deserves love. My point being a Dragon Ball fan, when Dragon Ball Budokai 1 came in, I didn't get it. When the Budokai Tenkaichi 2 got in, I got it, and I was so happy, and it was so much fun. Then I went back to get the first one and the third one eventually. But the second one was a blessing. You know why? Simple mechanics, super simple mechanics. How you wear like a piece of like a chess game, a board game, sorry, like a Monopoly character, and you have to move around the map. And if you move around the map, and if you face this character, then the character you face had to face this guy. And if you were lucky enough, you knew some cheat, and you discover how to unlock character thanks to unique conversation. So we're thinking right away. We're thinking games like Fire Emblem did the same thing. Amazing, amazing, amazing mechanics. Like, oh, you just killed this character? Well, if you talked about this character with this other character, it would have joined you. You miss an ally. Miss a couple allies and you miss a game. Budokai Tenkaichi 2, again, I love that style of fighting. I love the arcade. Not as good as the third one, but still with the same amazing mechanics where combo plus circle equal Kamehameha, Gallic Gun, call it whatever you want, I don't care. But still, amazing mechanics of fluidity. It's very fluid. The music again, the outcome, the, if you will, Budokai Tenkaichi 2, Budokai Tenkaichi 3 is great because it had so much. It had so much in depth on the side of the game. The Dragon Arena, the open map, the level RPG, so many levels. But if you're looking for a straight up fighter with non-open map, with non-RPG, Budokai Tenkaichi 2 was a better option. And it didn't matter how much you train your guy. It didn't matter. You didn't have to get capsule. You could go in tournament, and it was how familiar you are with certain character, right? And the craziest thing happened is that they couldn't implement the capsule element in it, right? And I'm talking about this. I haven't played a game in 15 years. I still remember. They haven't. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. When you needed to be Super Saiyan, they would open the fight as Super Saiyan. They didn't have the capsule system yet. It was great. You know? I remember time like these. I remember game like these that without necessarily shaping me in a narrative form were just fun to play. Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi was that series. It was fun to play. The first one, the only reason I'm not big a fan is the graphics. The graphics are okay, but compared to right after, if you look at the Budokai Tenkaichi 3 graphics, they're stunning. They're not PS5. They don't need to be PS5. They're stunning. And we're talking PS2. We're talking fucking... Oh, fuck. At least 20 years back. Right? We're talking way the fuck back. And... again, it didn't need to be complicated. I said so in my Budokai Tenkaichi 3 video. But the following game were so complicated. I feel like they really did us a favor with Xenoverse. Because Xenoverse to me is better. Xenoverse to me is much better. You still have to go around, look for Dragon Ball, fine. But admittedly, you can get equipment. It's still an RPG, right? You can get capsule, you can get different attack. It's actually something I'm enjoying, right? It's not mindlessly grinding. It's not mindlessly fighting. I know that if I do this mission, I'm gonna get this item. I'm gonna get this equipment. Do I need this equipment? No. Do I want this equipment just for a collection? Sure. Right? I remember how hard it was getting the Broly set in Xenoverse 2. I still fucking did it because I care about Broly. You know, the fact that you could choose your race, they added so many good stuff in Xenoverse that I can look at the previous game and say, you know what, that's a good successor. But before Xenoverse, I only played the second one. I didn't play the first one. Before, before Xenoverse 2, I can tell you my favorite title was Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Now, I'm gonna be a dick and say, do I prefer Budokai Tenkaichi with Xenoverse 2? They're too different of a game. I couldn't choose. They're very, very different. But what I can tell you is they're an amazing game. Back on the subject of Budokai Tenkaichi 2, you know what? If you were born in the 90s, if you had a PS2, if that was your first fighting game, you'd be a happy kid. That was my first fighting game. It was a character universe I loved. Didn't matter how simple the game was, they did justice to the game. Budokai Tenkaichi 3 did also, but if you're a true fan, and Akira said, oh, for the longest time, say GT wasn't canon, so Budokai Tenkaichi is technically where the story would end. And you have to choose. Am I being greedy for asking for more content, or do I respect the writer's wish to stop where he stopped? It's up to you to decide. Love you guys. Peace.